Jay-Z has team coverage for you this morning. We've had it for you all morning long. First Alert meteorologist Steve Sosna, Tim Williams, they're working together to track this storm and time it out for you.
Also, we have Angela Foster taking a look at your First Alert traffic. She's been monitoring the roads all morning. And we want to begin, however, though, with meteorologist Steve Sosna. Steve, we've been looking at different intensities all through the morning.
Yeah, it's certainly not a boring shot to look at. 1 minute it's coming down really hard. Next minute you get a little bit of a break, but you can see what that heavy snow has done to the city. We are now pasted in white, a winter wonderland in the city of Baltimore. And in fact, if you're watching us in the WJZ viewing area, you have snow on the ground. We got to get rid of that here before it gets real cold tonight, but kind of a pretty shot there. And actually, if you look at the Inner Harbor, look at the bottom of your screen. There is ice forming now in the Inner Harbor. It'll be interesting to see how this shot plays out this week with the cold weather expected. But let's talk about the storm. Obviously, it's a WJZ First Alert weather day, and for good reason. We have our snow moving through. Now, as advertised, that snow will be starting to wind down between 10 and noon, but still south of Baltimore City, we have some heavier snow happening right now. So moderate to steady snow. Tough travel continues right now. And through this morning, we're going to see that tricky travel continue. But between 10 a.m. and noon, we're going to get into a break in the action. It doesn't mean the roads are going to get drastically better, but I think the main interstates, they'll be able to start to catch up with those. But we'll still see some slick spots, some flurry, sleet, and freezing drizzle in that lull. Then round number 2 fills back in, and any kind of light mix that's around, those freezing drizzle drops or sleet, will flip back over to a light or steady powdery snow, and that could leave an additional 1 to 3 inches. Visibility really depends where you are. So BWI at 9 a.m., we've had an increase in visibility, which means a decrease in the intensity of snow. Meanwhile, to the south of there, down toward Annapolis, the snow picking back up again. So we'll be checking in with our own Miana Massey, who is in now the thick of the heavier snow. That 97 drive is not fun right now. Steady to heavier snow continues. Winter storm warning in effect for the state. What that means is stay home and have fun in it with the kids, or hibernate and watch us. But we don't want you out on the roadways unless you're an essential worker. Let those crews do their job. They're working hard right now. 4 to 6 inches of fluffy snow here. That's with part 1 and part 2. So these totals, we've had about 70% of that snow. About 30% of that snow is yet to come. Oh joy, right, Tim Williams, who's tracking the cold and the second part of this storm system, right?
Absolutely, Steve. You know, while all these conditions are going to fluctuate, the visibility, the intensity of the snow, what's not really changing are the temperatures. If anything, they're going to go from cold to colder. Let's talk about the current conditions. Right now, we're looking at 26 degrees, but it feels colder. 18 is what it feels like. This northeast wind at 8 miles per hour, visibility very limited. And what you will see here right now, the temperatures across the board, we have mid-20s across the entire state. 24 in Rock Hall, 26 at BWI Marshall, 25 over toward Frederick, 24 down toward Oatonton and Denton as well. Both of those Dentons, we have 24. But it feels like the teens across much of the area. 17 over toward Denton, 13 in Mount Airy, 14 in Thurmont, 17 in Parkton, and 18 at BWI Thurgood Marshall. As the storm moves on through here again, Steve showed you the difference and the varying intensities. We may get that break in the afternoon around 2:45. We may be in that lull, but you don't see the temperatures really going up very much. If anything, we do see a few 30s down toward Oxford, down toward the lower eastern shore, but that's going to be just enough to create a bit of a mix in our snow. You might get some sleet, some freezing rain, some frozen drizzle out there, but again, the temperatures only going down as we get into the overnight. We start to see the skies clear overnight and into tomorrow. Temperatures get into the 20s, but again, dropping right on back down into a feels-like temperature in the teens. So across the state, our highs today, 29 degrees in Baltimore, 30 up toward Elkton, 26 in Cumberland, 35 in Salisbury, and 37, that seems to be one of the warm spots. That's down in Ocean City, right along the water's edge. So just know that whatever you don't get off the ground is going to freeze in place. It's going to be very hard, rock solid as we get into the evening.
Thank you, Angela. And our team coverage continues this morning. Amy Kawada live at the alert desk, tracking all the latest closures. Alexis Davila on your corner in Baltimore City.
And as we've told you, Miana Massey is on your corner in Anne Arundel County. Marty Bass now in Timonium at the Salt Dome in Brooklynville. And first, we want to get to Amy with a lot of closures to tell you about. Hey, Amy, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Tim and Sina. Yeah, definitely lots of cancellations and closures today across the board due to storm impacts. And we are here staying on top of it all for you, starting with schools. It is a snow day, though. All school districts in our coverage area are closed today, from Baltimore City to Baltimore, Anne Arundel, Carroll, Cecil, Frederick, Hartford, and Howard counties. Private schools in the region will also be closed. And if you do need to travel today, as Angela Foster has been showing you and our reporters on the grounds, it is not your day to do so. MARC train service is suspended for the day, and MDOT has also canceled several bus routes. Many Amtrak trains also canceled, including Acela trains operating between Washington and Boston today, and a number of Northeast regional trains between Washington and New York. And we definitely do not want to forget about our air travelers today, taking a live look here at the BWI Thurgood Marshall departure board. We've been kind of tracking this throughout the morning for you. This is just all these reds here from 30 minutes ago, but as you kind of go on throughout the day, we're starting to see some flights trying to make their way out of here. Some people even going to Cancun. So those of you there, you are going to escape the cold here. But of course, moving on, we will have all the updated closures and on colleges and universities on our website, WJZ.com. In the meantime, we'll continue monitoring any updates and cancellations for you guys. From the Alert Desk, I'm Amy Kawada. We'll send it back to you guys. Thank you, Amy. And now let's check back in with Alexis live in Canton. A whole lot of white, just covering everything, Alexis.
Definitely a whole lot of white for sure. And look, we talked about those school closures, right? So all the kids that are at home, even some parents, maybe you want to tap into your inner child because you have plenty of ammunition on the ground to make those snowball fights. But this snow is intensive. You have to walk through it or even drive through it. And I do kind of want to show you how much snow we've accumulated so far. We have been here for a few hours, but in about a couple of hours, I'm shuffling my feet here so you can actually see the tracking that I'm able to make right on the sidewalk here. Yes, sidewalk. But when we turn to the roadways, look how crazy this looks right now. Let me step out of the way a little bit so we have more room to work with. We have a plow truck that you see is ready here, and this is the only way that cars really are able to even find the lane that they can drive in, because all of this snow has coated all of this roadway here, making it really difficult to see any division lines and makes it difficult for people to drive through these conditions as well. We've seen a lot of slips and slides at this area and this intersection in Canton. On that note, I'll send it right back though to you guys in the studio.
Okay, Alexis, thank you very much. And our team coverage continues this morning with Miana Massey. She's live in Millersville. Miana, you have not gotten a break in your location at all this morning.
No, we have not, Tim. In fact, I mean, just about 30 minutes ago, the snow was a little bit lighter. It's picked back up, so you're getting these fatter snowflakes, which are perfect for, say, a snowball, sledding, things like that. I want to show you just how light and fluffy the snow is. And we've just estimated here maybe about 5 or 6 inches of snow already this morning. And we've seen cars come out, just a few come out, fuel up. We're here at a gas station along Veterans Highway. We're starting to see folks come out, neighbors, and start shoveling. Even a few kids out from school today that are sledding. Again, we're seeing those MDOT trucks, service trucks come through and try to plow through these main streets here. But it's not doing too much just because that snow is coming down. It's thickly covering the ground here, very thick. And as we'll see throughout the morning, more service workers coming through trying to plow through, and people are following our advice, staying inside, shoveling their own driveways, things like that, enjoying this beautiful winter wonderland. For now, Miana Massey in Anne Arundel County for WJZ.